Hey everyone, I just wanted to make a quick video about how some industry leaders within the e-commerce niche are able to generate around 200 to 250K in monthly recurring revenue. So the main point here is that you need to have like an eagle eye view of certain digital marketing strategies and processes, right? So we always go for an omnipresent approach with our clients. Reason being that the data just shows that you need on average 7 touch points with your ideal customer or potential customer to get them to buy or sign up for your offer or service, right? So 7 average touch points. And what happens is that most people they focus on one or two channels for their marketing. They advertised on Facebook and Instagram, or they started out with organic sales and influencer marketing, and then they try to do Facebook ads, and they see inconsistent results. Especially now with the iOS 14 changes, there are a lot of fluctuations in the cold traffic, and I'll go in what cold traffic is actually. And the cost per purchase just shoots up, and the return on ad spend is just much lower. So the reason being, you have to look at it as a flywheel effect. It's a flywheel model. Basically, you have cold traffic. Those are people, or a cold audience. Those are people that don't know anything about your brand. They don't know what you're selling. They don't know what you're offering. Basically, you're targeting those with Facebook ads, and you're targeting different interests. You might be using lookalike audiences. So once they interact with your ad, they might click on it, and then they come to your website. Not all of them were purchased right away. Some of them might, some of them won't. And then what happens is that you get them into your ecosystem. That's the goal. You need to get them in your ecosystem. So how do you do that? Well, they get hit with an email pop-up, so they sign up for a discount. You get them on your email list. Or they follow you on Instagram, they like you on Facebook, and the Facebook tracking pixel picks them up. So it's tracking what they're doing. They might be visiting your website only, they might be adding to cart, initiating checkout, and they might even be buying, right? So once they become a buying audience, so once they become a buyer, they fall into the what we call a hot audience. So basically what you need to do is you need to serve these three types of audience, different types of ads, right? Most people try to do cold traffic, and it's just not profitable for them. For some, it might be, but your cost per purchase will always be higher for cold traffic because people don't know anything about you. Of course, you're trying to get it lower by having shorter videos, catching their attention, because they don't know anything. You need to have something eye catching, shorter video, 5 to 10 seconds, and headline and ad copy that is calling them out and really hitting those pain points of your ideal customer. But even then, your cost per purchase will still be higher. So that's why you have different ads for custom audiences. So you make custom audience of your warm audience and basically serve them different types of ads because they don't need much convincing. They know who you are. They might know what you're about. They might align with your values. They just need an extra push to start buying stuff from you, right? And then once they're in the hot audience, you serve them different types of ads again. Maybe you have a subscription model. Offer them a discount and get them on that subscription model that gets them in like a long customer value that basically gets the customer lifetime value higher. They keep coming in, they keep buying. Or you have a discovery set, maybe different samples of product lines, give them something like that. You can be creative, and once people buy, they're more likely to buy again, and that is a buying audience. So that's one platform. And then the other platform is email marketing. You can have email marketing at these three different types of audiences. Once they visit your website, pop up discount. Once they're a warm audience, they're already following you. You can have different email blasts about different sales that you have going on, different products that you have just brought out. And this can be a nurture sequence with email marketing. You have to nurture them for several days, right? It can be a 30-day sequence, even longer, or it can just be like a short email blast with something that you have like a flash sale. So one thing that most people forget is that if you're serving them ads on Facebook, on Instagram, sometimes they might not even click on it, but they might be intrigued to Google you, right? So that's when Google ads and SEO come into play. right? So once they Google you, if you have a Google ad running for your different keywords, but it is consistent and reliable, it shows reliable, consistent results with what you're advertising on Facebook. It shows the audience that you are somebody with authority within your niche because they're seeing you again, and the messaging is similar to what they saw on Facebook. So SEO is going to help you rank organically for certain keywords, so you don't have to run ads for those, but it always helps to have those ads running. So they Google you, they come on Google, they see you, whether that is paid traffic or organically, they click, and then they might convert. So it's like a flywheel effect. And let's say they just come from Google, right? They just Google you and they see an ad, they click on your website, but they might not convert. But then they see you on Facebook because you're retargeting your website visitors. So you need to have that retargeting loop in so you don't miss out on traffic. But what happens is they start Googling you and they see another competitor, you've lost. You've lost them basically to another competitor. And those are just ways just to like have this flywheel effect solid and closed off. Even with SEO, right? With SEO, you're bringing different types of traffic to cold traffic, but keep in mind, organic traffic is always going to be different. Same with Google traffic, paid ads going to be different. But even if they come from SEO to your website, they might not even convert. But that's when you retarget them again on Facebook. The same principle, right? And of course, when you're running Facebook ads, most people don't really realize this, but there is an effect on having Facebook ads with links to your pages on SEO, right? So the foundation here is that you have a strong foundation where all the different platforms serve as helping each other and helping your potential customers go through the process and guiding them towards your products and services in a way that you would not if you were just focusing on just getting them to buy from straight cold traffic, right? So this is usually how omnipresent marketing works and how these industry leaders have everything set up within their brand, right? And that's why you always have to look at it from an eagle eyes view and see how you can basically get things to work. Because if you're just focusing on this type of marketing and just the cold traffic, you might not even be profitable in the end. But if you try to focus on the warmer and hotter audiences, that's where your return on ad spend starts getting higher. We've seen this with fashion brands as well, because fashion and apparel is just in general very competitive, and people just don't buy unknown brands like they don't know about. That's why warm and hot audience, so their following and their custom audiences, will always give them a higher cost, a higher return on ad spend. So much that it might even make more sense to allocate more budget toward these audiences, right? And a little bit of budget to cold audience. So if you're a brand and you have like a large following on Instagram and Facebook and maybe even other platforms, leverage that, right? The cold traffic should always be coming in, but depending on the industry, you might have a look and just analyze and change your strategy up, right? Some brands, they might even get cold traffic to convert really good, but most of them won't. And even now with iOS 14 changes, what we're seeing is that Facebook, the algorithm, has a little bit more difficulty in finding your potential customers because of the changes. So you have to feed them more data. And of course, getting them from cold traffic to your website is good, but getting them to retarget on other platforms, you might even include TikTok on this, or even like YouTube, even Snapchat, right? So the more touch points that you have with your audiences, the less you will just rely on one platform to bring all your sales in. Some brands that were just relying on Facebook to get all their sales, once there are fluctuations, they're just seeing like 30 to 50% reduced sales in 1 month, and then the next month it's good again, and then it's down again. So you want to have like this foundation that will just give you that consistent month over month, year after year, good return on ad spend, and that will allow you to scale much better. Most people also think like, okay, I will up my budget. My ads are working. I'll just double that, triple that, even go crazy with the budget. but then they just see it does not work that way. You have to have a look around, like really look at it from an eagle eye view and see how you can have the different parts work together in harmony and really get you to scale up to 7 and 8 figure e-commerce brand. So I hope this video was valuable to you. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below. And yeah, thanks for watching.